Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Truth, Realness, and Options, episode 10. This is our season 2 pre-finale. As you all know, I am the executive producer and editor of Tro, and I wanted to be part of this season 2 finale in some form or fashion. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to take the time to acknowledge the recent loss and tragedy of Kobe Bryant, along with his daughter and 7 others due to a helicopter crash this past Sunday, January 26, 2020. Please join me as we have 24 seconds of silence in memory of Kobe Bryant. Thank you. And now we will continue on to the show. And ladies and gentlemen, the next voice you hear is our one and only QT, the host of Truth, Realness, and Options. Ladies and gentlemen, enjoy the show.
That's a downer, but look, when he come and perform on that court, we couldn't tell. We couldn't tell. He was also one of only 4 players to win 15 All-NBA team honors. What else? He was also one of only 4 to win 9 All-Defensive First Team honors. Did y'all know that? All-Defensive. So not only he was a beast shooting the ball, he was a beast on the court playing defense. Alright, he scored the most points ever in a single arena. Y'all know for 20 years, my boy Kobe was dedicated to the Lakers, man.
How many points did they score? Like 60 something, wasn't it? In a single game? It's close to 60 or something, wasn't it?
Who, Kobe?
No, Kobe scored 81 points in a single game. Toronto Raptors, yeah.
Yep. Y'all want to elaborate on that, man? On Kobe, man? I know y'all got some memories. Oh, man.
It was 80 something. I'm talking about 60. I think his last game before he retired was like 60 something.
Now, he was at 37. He still holds the record for being the youngest player to reach 33,000 points in his whole entire year. His whole entire career. At 37, he reached 33,000 points, bro. That's a lot of points. Yeah. That's a lot of points. And one more, he became the oldest player ever to score over 60 points in a single game. I know he was the GOAT back then. That was Black Mama. You know what I'm saying?
That was the Michael Jordan of my era.
Of our era. That was the Michael Jordan of our era, man. Yeah. I tell kids, I give it to them. LeBron James is their Michael Jordan, right? And the generation that's coming now is going to be, what's his name? Zion, and it's one more. What's the guy?
Luka.
Milwaukee.
Giannis.
Him and Zion. That's going to be their Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippins of the day. So, man, I'm really in awe of Kobe being gone like the way he did. And y'all know what happened, that the helicopter had a malfunction on a day that really wasn't suffice for flying that day.
Yeah, that's what they say. Right.
The conditions for flying, LA Police Department reported that they grounded all their helicopters. The airport said they were grounding planes and delaying flights because of the conditions. So that's a mystery to me. What y'all think about that? That's a mystery to me. Why would they let him go in the air? Why did the FAA?
I don't know, but I heard they had some like special kind of permission to give them clearance to fly. Right. I'm not sure what that was about. I don't know why they would let it happen all day like that. Give them permission knowing that it was unsafe.
Right.
Those
conditions.
man, just an unfortunate event, you know. I mean, I don't know if everybody's seen the video, but have you seen the video?
I have. Plenty.
You know, I've heard a lot of stuff about the video. I'm sure everybody's seen the video. I mean, I've heard stuff about it not even being his video, his helicopter, you know, helicopter.
Yeah.
But like I was telling them earlier, if it was, I can't say I don't know if it was his helicopter or not, but if it was, from what I saw, like, I mean, I don't know about the conspiracy theories and all that. I'm sure I don't know what happened. I'm just going off of what I saw, but I know one thing. From what I saw, the helicopter had to be tampered with, man. Because I mean, yeah, it was foggy. It was unsafe conditions to be flying in, but they didn't like just fly and crash into a mountain or something. The helicopter fell like straight down out of the air.
Out of the air, like
you know
something
like,
exploded.
yeah, something exploded. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And before it fell, you seen something. I don't know if you look closer to the video before it fell, something like fell from under the helicopter. You have to look real close to it. Something came out of the helicopter, and then it just fell straight down. So yeah.
Yeah, man.
So I mean, that's evidence of something being tampered with. Like I say, I'm not an aviation expert. I don't know, but just going for what I see, you know.
Social Go, you got anything you want to piggyback on that?
Man, I mean, really, like I said, it's just been a sad week, and like I said, we were talking off camera, man. You know, I actually watched the Umar Johnson interview, and he actually think it was a conspiracy theory, and it had something to do with the Illuminati.
Right.
So, you know, he was kind of speaking on it, saying, you know, look at how it is, and like he was saying, like everybody else is grounded. But I'm looking at that from the standpoint of what you were saying, and I'm just, you know, giving my personal opinion.
Right.
I think that they allowed him to do it because they weren't really going a far distance. You know, that's the reason why I think they maybe gave him the clearance, because he was only really, it's a 15-minute flight from what they're saying. So I'm thinking like, well, that's not a long time to be up there. But yeah, he says conspiracy theory, and a lot of the points that Dr. Umar Johnson was saying, like, okay, well, you know, the cause, Kobe, what happened with Kobe? He was suing someone.
Yeah,
he was suing.
Was it?
I didn't know that.
Was it a hospital or something? He was suing like some major corporation.
He was suing something. Oh, about the use of Mamba. About using
Mamba.
Yeah, it's
behind his trademark.
Yeah. Right.
Okay.
A lot of people talk about conspiracy theories, man, but you know, it's only so many things that can be coincidences. I mean, like, I know we've all heard of the Simpsons, like, predicting stuff, like, 20 years ago, predicting, you know, President Trump being president. Yeah. Plenty of other stuff they predicted. Yeah. I'm sure everybody's seen the cartoon about when Kobe, you know, fell out of the helicopter. You know, I mean, it's just, I just don't believe, I believe in coincidences, but, I mean, something, call me crazy if you want, man. I just don't believe it's coincidence, you know. Just don't believe it. I can't say whether it's Illuminati, the government. I can't say who, what, where, when it was.
Was the person that he sued? Yeah.
You know, I mean, it happens too frequently to be a coincidence. You know.
Right.
Yeah.
In The Simpsons, man, I don't know the magic behind what they do, but you're right, man. We can actually play that clip for you guys.
It's Kobe Bryant. Help me. Just pass me the trophies and we'll pull you out. Pass.
But they actually had Kobe Bryant falling out that helicopter, man.
With them trophies, man.
With the trophies.
You would ask pass the trophies, said pass. There you go.
And the crazy part, trophies before he had the trophies. Yeah. If you look at the time that they did the cartoon.
I don't know what was there, but I mean, how can it be? How can it be coincidence? Something so. You know, yeah. So particular, so right on point. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just crazy. You know?
And it happens.
Kobe, man, rest in peace, my brother. Yeah, bro. Rest in heaven, man. And your daughter Gigi, man. Yeah. You was a role model for fathers. I can tell you that, man. Sure. Fathers for their daughters, man. Yeah. We're gonna move to our next topic, my brothers, and we're gonna go on to the shooting of the young man that was handcuffed by a Prince George police officer charge. And to my understanding that Prince George County Police Corporal was charged with murder in the shooting of a handcuffed man. Was ordered held without bond on Wednesday of this past week. And the county prosecutor said that she would review a 2011 fatal shooting by the same officer. Yeah. By the same officer that was previously ruled unjustifiable. His name was Michael Owens. And he killed the dear brother William Green, who was 43 years old, in Southeast Washington. And the sad part about that, y'all, is that it was black on black. Yeah. Black on black. And I did not hear a lot of smoke behind this issue. And I'm just going to throw it out there. What y'all think that was about, man? And what's y'all opinion on it? And
I don't know too much about the story in depth. From the surface of what I hear, from what I know, any unjustified crime or killing, whether it be an officer or anybody, of course I don't condone it, whether it's black, white, or purple, if he killed somebody unjustifiable or somebody who could, someone who's supposed to be able to serve and protect us, especially the man was in handcuffs, like what could he have done for you to shoot him, let alone 7 times?
And in the back of the car.
You know what I'm saying? So to me, I don't care what color the officer, what race the officer was, in that situation, to me, off with his head, it was just wrong. But I will say this, and I'm not racist at all, when there have been white police officers killing one of us brothers, I hear the county, police getting up saying, well, we're doing it, they get administrative leave, or we're doing an investigation of our own, such and such.
True.
This officer here was immediately arrested, you know what I'm saying? For murder, charged, arrested, no investigation, you know what I mean? And it's just, first of all, it pisses me off, to be blunt and honest with you, It's an unfortunate turn of events. Like I say, nothing, you can't convince me that he could have done anything in handcuffs to be shot, let alone 7 times, and, murdered in cold blood,
Social Go, do you think it was any racial intention on the officer's arrest being so immediate versus a white officer getting administrative leave and going forth with that?
Man, to be honest with you, and just really getting a lot of information as well, man. I believe that they may have had more history. I think this may have been some form of some type of personal relationship between the two of them.
Me personally, I see in 2011 he had a offense already.
Right.
That may be the reason why they went on ahead and did what they did by arresting him.
He supposedly killed the guy.
He already supposedly killed the guy.
But then they said back then the guy had pointed a gun at him. I don't know too much about that, but they say the guy had pointed a gun at him back then in 2011 when he killed him. But being that you had a history, I don't care if you were, a mass murderer. The guy was handcuffed. You know what I mean? Like.
That part, man. It's like, that's execution if you think about it.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That was an execution style killing, man. What do y'all think we can put, let's take it this way. We always say that it's messed up, but what y'all think that we could do or that they could do in their county to change those incidents from happening? Like, I know they got body cameras.
I was just about to say that.
And he wasn't wearing a body camera.
He wasn't wearing a body camera.
Yeah, he wasn't wearing a body camera.
Right.
Why? Well, they put into effect that officers must. I think I read that they passed a law now that officers have the right to shoot first and
ask questions
later.
Yeah.
So when it comes to that, I feel like there's nothing that we can do. I hate to say it. I'm sure there is, but you up against.
But the dialogue and stipulation behind this one is that the guy was already handcuffed in the back seat.
Yeah.
So that's, yeah.
Well, I guess what this leads to my question: do they have the cameras inside? I know they have the camera they can project on the outside. But do they have one where you can actually see?
They should have
the inside.
I don't think, because if so,
officer cars they do.
Yeah, they wouldn't happen to the lady who passed in Texas and
Bland,
Sandra Bland, because they had a camera in that car. We would know what happened when they drove off, because something happened between the time that they drove off to the time they got to the jail. And everybody's saying they did it in the cell. I really believe they did that before she got there, put her in the cell, and she died from her conditions. But like you said, if we had cameras inside the car.
I think they have cameras inside the car. The footage was just suppressed, get away with, or turned off.
They can manipulate it too.
Yeah, manipulate it. So
yeah. They can.
You know, when you have a system judging their own, of course you're going to, you know, whether you're in the right or wrong, you're going to defend and back up your own, you know.
Right.
Should be the outside source defending, you know, the source that is in the wrong. So it's just unfortunate that they get to investigate their own crime, you know.
Yeah.
It's like you investigating your own crime. You're not going to tell on yourself, you know what I'm saying?
Right, and I can do away with every kind of evidence.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. But my condolences go out to their family, man.
Yeah.
To the Owens family. The sad thing, I pray to God that, you know, things change. Things change in the world, man. It's kind of crazy what happened.
Yeah.
I hope that, you know, legislation come about in the next couple of years that protect us, man, because it's really bad.
Yeah.
Like, it's really bad for black men, and I'm raising a black son.
Yeah.
Social Go, you have a son, you have sons.
That's right.
You know, and it kind of it's messed up that we got to raise them in this type of world where police officers are doing it too.
It is, man. It is. And you know, I know a lot of people say, well, we always pull the race card saying black, but the truth is there is an agenda against black men. That's just what it is. You know, whether you believe it or not, it's the truth. It's an agenda. It's an agenda against us, you know.
It's been since day one.
Yeah, since day one. Believe it or not, it's been since day one.
History to the Bible, man.
History, exactly. History will tell you that. You know, and in school I hated history, but now I love it. And I read as much as I can. I try to teach my kids, my sons and my daughters. But I embedded them the true history, you know, not that stuff we've been having, the stuff we've been lied to.
Right. I'm glad you said something about that, man.
Right.
I got a new topic choice.
Let's get it.
I got a new topic. We'll get to that a little later. We're going to move on to the South African preacher that suddenly dies with an unknown condition. And I've just got a gist of that.
Yeah.
So I'm going to let Social go if you can lead that excerpt on that issue, man. For what I know is, and what I have seen is that the guy was preaching.
Yeah.
He was going in, man. He was really preaching the unadulterated word of God. And it's just something, freak accident that happened. I don't know the guy's personal life, and I know that a lot of people be like, well, maybe he wasn't living right, and God struck him down in the pulpit, because that have been happening. Ministers have been struck down in the pulpit. But it seems like this guy was really legitimate, was really sincere about what he was doing. So I'm going to let y'all take that on what happened with that issue as well with the African preaching.
Okay, so we know the incident happened on January 19th. And they were saying, you know, high blood pressure, that's all we have right now. I mean, that's the only thing that I've seen, you know, pertaining to research. High blood pressure. I mean, you know, I guess with having high blood pressure, and I don't have it, but I guess you could say borderline. Mm-hmm. You know, maybe it seemed like he was given a very powerful, and he was really into it. He probably, you know, it was probably going up because of the intensity of which he was using while he was delivering his speech. But man, it's sad. I mean, like, from observing the video, it was a hell of a speech.
Yeah, it was, man.
I mean, God rest his soul, and I know we talked outside the camera. I mean, I don't know when's the best time to die, but like you said, we was just kind of saying, like, you know, you in your place of peace.
Yeah.
The place where you can deliver.
You gotta go. It's, you know, where to go.
Right.
Yeah, speaking, I mean, he was really preaching the unadulterated word of God, you know. If I was to go, I want to go calling on Jesus like he was. Real talk.
Died peacefully. It wasn't no struggle.
Yeah.
Right, he was out.
That also speaks to us, you know, just as far as health wise, you know, we should always want to, you know, we should always get regular checkups, you know, keeping up with your health. You know, even he probably known he had, you know, high blood pressure, diabetic, whatever it was. I'm not sure what his condition was, but us as, you know, black men, people in general. But we should always, you know, keep up with our health, man, 'cause you never know what's going on in your body, you know. Right. I mean, you go to one doctor, I would recommend getting 2 or 3 doctors' opinions, you know. Don't just go and believe the first doctor tell you, you know what I'm saying? Get several opinions, you know. You know, keep up with your health, man. Life is short, you know. You want to be as healthy as not. I'm talking. I need to go get checked out while I'm talking like myself. Yeah, man. It's good, man. Health is number one, man. You know?
Right.
Yeah, bro.
Right, and that's kind of where we headed with this, man. As a black men, especially, man, we take our health for granted.
That's right.
We don't like to go to the doctor. When it get time for that age to get your colon exam, we don't want nothing going up us, and then we just hate the doctor. Me for being one of them, but I have really have taken life a little more serious. A lot of my friends are dying or have died at a young age. I had a friend that died at 38. I had a friend to die at 31, the same age as me, from a brain aneurysm. Back in November, had a godbrother that had a seizure from high blood pressure, kind of like the same thing on the organ. And so just eating all this fast food, man, all the processed foods.
That's right.
Even you have to be careful with what you're buying out of the grocery stores now. Like the chicken that's not organic, I found out to preserve it, they inject that chicken with a lot of sodium.
Oh yeah, man.
A lot of salt, man.
Yeah.
You really don't have to put salt on the chicken if you fry it hard enough.
Yeah.
But we have that grime, salt grime in the chickens, man, coming from the plants. And then you turn around, you season it, and then you fry it in oil.
Yeah.
You know, all that clogging your arteries, man.
Well, man, like speaking on the health thing, it's good for us to get back to the way it was supposed to be,
Right.
Right. Order, everything that's healthy is from the earth anyway. Like you say, organic stuff. You know what I mean?
Right.
Anything man-made, it's so much stuff they put in the food. You know what I mean? It's also good, especially in times that are coming up. Believe it or not, it's good to learn how to grow your food. How to,
That's it.
Yeah, man. I'm telling you, I think that's something we should teach our kids. I've been talking to my kids about it. I haven't showed them just yet, but I think it's something that, especially in a couple of generations, and maybe the next generation, maybe in our generation, that people are going to need to learn how to do it.
And I started a garden in my old residence. I actually started a garden, but now I'm in the rural area now. I believe that I'm actually start that, man, again, a greenhouse. You want to protect your crops too when you do that from the outside air as much as possible by building the greenhouse, because chemtrails, right? They still contaminate the food. If you think about it, your garden wide open, chemtrail goes over, that goes into your garden, now you're eating it. So you really did nothing as a justice to your health. But eating right, going to the doctor, getting your checkups, man, I believe that is the most important thing, especially in 2020. They got modified stuff now that's coming out. They're trying new things in the laboratories. And just, man.
A lot of stuff is GMO too, man. Just like I was eating some grapes the other day, and I noticed. I've been noticing. I was just paying attention to it. I remember when I was young, I used to eat grapes. They had seeds in them. Mm-hmm. Now grapes don't even have seeds in them. And even in the Bible it says, things that was bear a fruit that bears seeds that bear seeds, whatever. You know what I'm saying? If something grows from a seed, it's supposed to bear seeds. Bear seeds, you know what I'm saying? And I can't even find grapes with seeds in them anymore. You know what I'm saying? It's a place like Whole Foods or something. It's just a lot of GMO stuff, unhealthy stuff, Yeah. So, and there's a lot of artificially flavored stuff, and you know what I'm saying, injected stuff. So when you're trying to be healthy, make sure. I have a habit of reading ingredients, nutrition facts. That's I always have done that. So it's good to know what you're eating, how you're eating, and just keeping up with your health, man.
And y'all know that he was only 42. I don't know if you mentioned that. He was 42 years old.
The guy?
Yes.
Man, I didn't know that.
Years old
42 years old.
Young.
Right.
Young. And I've been noticing recently with that high blood pressure stuff, it catch you off guard. Yeah. Like they got me on Lipitor, but I've been doing so many organic foods and trying to change habits and going to the gym lately. Y'all, I swear, just 45 minutes of working out daily. If it's just walking up and down your block, it will change your life, man. They trying to put you on any kind of medicine for blood pressure, you can get off of it just by walking. Just simply walking, man. I urge people to invest in smartwatches, Fitbits and stuff like that, man, to keep track of, what you're doing on a day-to-day basis, man. Drinking water. Right. That's another thing, man. Purify yourself by drinking water. Your body is 85-90% made up of water, all your organs. So, you starving yourself, and I'm one having that issue right now with drinking water, man. But when you drink those juices, even when you think you're drinking pure juice, like cranberry juice, that stuff has, acetone and other stuff to preserve in it. A lot of people don't know that. And so my doctor told me, she's a holistic doctor, she told me to lay away with the juices. All the sugar, the added sugars, that's the acetone.
Right.
Okay. Sweet and low sugars like that has that stuff in there. Same stuff that's in roach poison.
Yeah.
It's the same stuff that we put in our sweet and low. That diabetics believe that they doing their body justice by using it. But they actually put in the same chemical, one of the chemicals that kills roaches and raiders. A lot of people didn't know that.
No, I didn't. That's information to me.
The research there, man, the same stuff, man. It's crazy that they don't tell us that. They create different names for it.
Of course.
You know, they make a synonym.
They talk about the coronavirus now. It's a new virus. It's not a new virus, man. If
It's
you look
not.
on, I researched it, and they had, I can't remember if it was a food product or some kind of product like years ago that they had it in. I don't want to give the wrong information, but just know, research it for yourselves. It's not a new virus. The virus has been around, you know.
Right.
They're just implementing it, I don't know, finding other ways to put it out there, but it's not a new virus at all.
Not just like Ebola.
Yeah.
And in 9 out of 10, it's probably patent. One thing that messed my head up, and I don't think that everybody knows this, is that Ebola is owned by the United States government.
Didn't know that.
Influenza is patented and owned
Yeah.
by the United States.
Right along with
All
every other
strains.
diseases, I imagine.
Pneumonia,
Yeah.
syphilis, gonorrhea, owned by the United States of America in the laboratory.
Wow. So y'all think these diseases are controlled?
Oh,
So
yeah.
they already have cures over there.
There's no
That's why they
money.
have cures.
There's no money in curing a disease. There's money in taming it.
Taming
You go
it.
to the hospital, they tame it.
Right.
You know, if they cured everybody, you know, they'll kill the pharmaceutical business.
Pharmaceutical
Of course, there are cures for it. If you have doctors that can cure stuff naturally, why would hospitals and pharmaceuticals implement that, worldwide? Because it's detrimental to their business. You know,
Right.
of course, there are cures. For it.
Now think about it. You're right. Now think about it. Coronavirus, right? They say it's no cure. They got laboratories looking at stuff. It's a race right now.
Yeah.
It's a financial race on the predicament of people's lives. Whoever the pharmaceutical company is gonna make this virus
Yeah.
for the whole entire world.
Yeah,
Man, look at this money they finna get, man.
it's crazy. Man.
Trillions of dollars. They billion. They surpass billions. Trillions of dollars,
Yeah.
man.
It's crazy.
And it's a gamble.
Yeah.
And they gambling our lives like we lab rats. We are
That's
the
what it
world's
is.
lab rats.
That's why they make products and they have the commercials. We'll send you a free 30-day trial. You know.
Right. You're a lab rat.
Yeah.
You're a lab rat. Be careful, man, too, man. This show is going a whole total different way.
Yeah.
So this some good
Hey,
information.
that's how it happened.
Hey, they were saying about the Ancestry.com stuff, man. You gotta be careful with that.
Is that
Because your blood
Ego.
types, your DNA, your genetic makeups, they need that information to make these different medicines, right? Take it a little farther. We all know the black market real, right?
Right.
They selling all types of stuff,
Yeah.
organs and all that. They use some of that information. Now, this is not factual. It's factual, but it's not factual. I need to do more research. Matter of fact, I want the audience, the truth, realness, and options to take heed to these words, and you do research and give us feedback on it. They said that they would use that information. When you go to the doctors, they get all that information. The Medicaid number, Medicare number, the reason there's different numbers on there is because it's linked to your blood type, to your DNA type, to your genome type. When they need organs,
Yeah.
okay? When you go to that cold press room after you pass,
Yeah.
what do they do in that room?
Autopsy, country. And my thing, that's what you're talking about.
The
And my
autopsy.
thing is, in most cases, what is used for an autopsy? I mean, if you're shot in the head and you get killed and die,
Why they do the autopsy?
what you need an autopsy for? You know how I died.
Go back to that information
Black
that I
market
got.
is selling organs. Go ahead.
Cut you open. Oh, he got this right here, this right here, this right here. Ancestry DNA, right? The genes. Oh, he got a good heart. Let's go ahead and take
And it's
this.
simple.
Now, who in your family? Cause they gonna hit you with, oh, to open them up to do another autopsy is gonna be XYZ type of money. Your family trying to bury you. So who gonna actually just be like, okay, well let me go ahead. We need to open him back up to see what they took out of him. Nobody think like that.
Nah.
Nobody think like that. So
Not at all.
these people are doing some crazy stuff, man.
Yeah, man.
Y'all do y'all research though on the Ancestry.com, man, before you do it. Okay, not to shoot them down. I know they're a $1 billion, $1 trillion industry.
Yeah.
But man, just we gotta be careful, man, because there's always a black line in the matter. There's always a black line in the matter. What I mean about that is always something behind something. I
agree.
It's not always, you can't take everything at face value.
That's right.
Absolutely.
That's why they say believe half what you see and none of what you hear.
Yeah, that's right, man. And so, man, this show good, man.
Thoroughly.
It's crazy, man. They sell it on the black market to the highest bidder.
Highest bidder. You know what movie that's out here right now? Right now, that shows you that.
What's that?
Y'all remember Get Out?
Oh yeah.
You know what? And I've been big. I still haven't seen Get Out.
You haven't. I'm gonna tell you something, man. Everything.
You gotta see that, doc.
Everything has originated from something. Everything has an origin.
Has an origin.
And Hollywood put it right in your face, hidden in plain sight. Just like when we talk about The Simpsons and the Kobe. Right. It's just everything is they putting it right in your face, bro.
Yeah. So the gist of Get Out, man.
You better believe you can have it.
Y'all don't tell me.
Okay. Watch it. Everything I just said, it makes sense. You can be like,
and it might start off bored, but trust me.
You can be like, what?
And I promise you, that's happening somewhere, somehow. It's probably happening now. You know.
Yeah, I mean, people missing, man. Coming up missing. You got thousands of people in 2019 that never.
It's like the sex trafficking, and you know they finding like pastors, teachers, judges, lawyers in on this stuff, man. The sex trafficking, they're missing. Yeah. You know, black girls and young boys, even boys now. You know, it's crazy, man. I think last year alone was like 60-something thousand in the U.S. alone. In the U.S. And that was just girls. You know what I mean?
Right. And right here in the area of Shreveport, y'all, we still. I know people have ceased on talking about the white vans and all that stuff that was pulling up, but y'all, hey, keep your kids aware that, hey, if somebody pull up, hey, move around. You don't know who that person is, but that's still happening. I know a lot of people have been shushing and shunning kids from talking about it. Even at the schools, man, they like, y'all don't talk about that, let's not have a discussion. But I thank Linwood for bringing in a specialist who was actually in the sex trafficking industry. She started in South Africa and she came here when she got freed. White lady, Caucasian lady, and she told the story to the kids. And there was a lady that was from here that was taken from her home here and was gone for like 6 years, bro, in the sex trafficking industry. And when they brought her back to Shreveport, she's now advocating. Next show, I will have that information. Matter of fact, and I may try to get them on the show as well to talk about the sex trafficking. Industry. I'm gonna try to reach out to them going into the new year, but still going on. People, please keep your kids aware of what's going on with that, man. We're gonna move on to man. It's good, man. Y'all getting to 2020. This is how it's gonna be.
So before we move forward, and I hate to take over the show, but you were saying something about you was happy I brought up about the history of me teaching my son or something.
That's what we're going into the topic choice today. Okay. Topic choice for truth, realness, and options is that we need to keep it real with our kids.
That's right.
I'm a teacher, and man, there's so many kids that don't know their history.
Man.
And I can't get mad at them because they don't want to read and they don't understand that our ancestors got their tongues torn out, they got their eyes gouged out, they got their hands cut off, they got their feet cut off. Anything to keep you from reading, they was trying to keep you from reading it. And my kids, though, they don't like to read. Reading is boring to them. They don't value reading, the essence of reading, the power behind reading.
Right.
And it's all because they don't know their knowledge of their history. What y'all think about that, man? What we can do? Just give me some feedback on it, bro.
Just find ways to make it, more interesting, more fun. And, everybody doesn't like reading. So then you can put it into, show them videos, YouTube videos. Yeah, visuals, Everybody learns different. So, this school system that's implemented upon us. I was telling my sons actually the other day that everybody learns different. So going to school, you tell me if I don't learn the way that you think I should. That's what we're going into the topic choice. Okay, topic choice for truth, realness, and options is that we need to keep it real with our kids. That's right.
I'm a teacher, and man, it's so many kids that don't know their history. And I can't get mad at them because they don't want to read and they don't understand that our ancestors got their tongues torn out, they got their eyes gouged out, they got their hands cut off, they got their feet cut off. Anything to keep you from reading,
they was trying to keep you from reading it. And my kids, though, they don't like to read. Reading is boring to them. They don't value reading, the essence of reading, the power behind reading.
Right.
And it's all because of they don't know their knowledge of their history. What y'all think about that, man? What we can do? Just give me some feedback on it, bro.
When you teach it, I can't pass or, to the next level, because I learn differently than what you guys are teaching. And so that goes back to saying the school system, we need to implement new ways of teaching, not just with our kids, but just in the school system period in general. But like you say, if not reading, just, visuals, videos, games or, trivia games, who knows, just make it more interesting,
Man, I want to piggyback on it, man. You got to think about the situation where it is now. If you think about in a lot of the neighborhoods, and I'm just talking about Shreveport, a lot of the schools are in the poverty-stricken neighborhoods, so you're not getting that education at home because these are single-parent households. Mom or dad has to work multiple jobs, so the kids are learning from the street. So they're not getting education. Then you're going to school, and they got the No Child Left Behind. Am I incorrect?
Every child succeeds.
Okay, every child succeeds, so that means regardless if they don't have the ability to read or whatever, they're still going to advance up. So there's no, I can't think of the word at this time. There isn't anything stopping them. So I think that's
killing.
It's killing them.
And I agree.
Being on the national board, man, that's one thing that we need to, that I'm going to bring up in our meetings, man, is that what can we do as far as curriculum to stop? That's if you pass somebody on grade after grade, eventually they're gonna crash and burn.
Right. Yep.
All right. I have kids that are 5th grade that read on the 2nd grade level. Now, mind you, they're gonna go past to 6th, 7th, 8th grade, right?
Right.
All right. They're not gonna read on the level that they need to read, no matter how hard I push and try, and I'm trying. But they always gonna be behind, right? Then you get to high school where the curriculum is so fast tracked and fast paced that it's a either you get it or you don't phase, right? And so now they're flunking, right? Mm-hmm. Now they fail 2 or 3 years, and now they're behind. What's the next thing for them to do? Drop out. Okay, drop out. So is it really every child succeed? No. Or is it every child fail? And I think the legislator on education, I really believe they missed the mark on realizing that point. Right. Obama, it was every child, no child left behind with Bush. But when Obama came in and they finally passed all the legislation pieces that was embarked on the issue of that type of legislation, they changed it to every child succeed, but every child is not succeeding. Every child is not. But to get back on history, man, I really believe that with the behavior issues in school, kids shooting and killing, I think it goes back to knowing our history. At the end of the day, man, knowing that I'm a black king, I'm a black queen, that my ancestor, like King Massa Musa, was the richest billionaire, and I could be a billionaire just like him on a whole nother level. You know what I'm saying? To know that who was Queen Nefertiti and what type of political leader. They want to be black presidents, female presidents at that. Yeah. Well, maybe if they knew who Queen Nefertiti was, Queen Ty was, in ancient African history, they can know how easy it was.
That's true, man. And in school, as black history, it starts in the 1600s with slavery. We have history way before then. And I think it's kind of keep us in the mentality of, whether you like it or not, slavery. You
slave.
But like you said, we were kings and queens. We came from royalty.
Royalty and warriors.
And we were taught that would change our whole mindset. We were not taught that. And that's why I teach my kids at home. I teach them true history. Sons, we had history way before where they started the school.
Right.
So and they say self-taught is best taught. I have a homeschool daughter, and a lot of people they talk about they ridicule me for it because they say it hurts her social skills, but that's not true. She has sisters and brothers. She learns social skills from kids in the neighborhood. They even have things for homeschool kids where they get together, go on trips, go out to eat. So it's things to strengthen their social skills. And she's in the 3rd grade, well, 4th grade, and she's reading on like she's highly intellectual.
Right.
Like I approve of homeschool if you're gonna, do it the right way, but let's just teach our kids, man.
This is deep. I mean, this topic is deep. We be here all night because you can add so many different elements to it.
Man.
Like the anti-literacy laws, like just teaching the kids about that, man. Where they forced many slave states in the South before and during the American Civil War, affecting slaves' freedom, and in some cases all people of color. Some laws arose from concern that literate slaves could forge the documents required to escape to a free state. So they was afraid of us learning how to read.
So they say the most dangerous weapon on earth is an educated black man, and they say that because our history and knowledge, true history, has been denied for so long, and they take our history and use it against us. And I hate to keep bringing up the race thing, but it's just what it is in the United States anyway. It's an actor, a black actor. I wish I could think of her name. I need to look it up, man. She said when she came to the United States, she didn't even know there's such thing as nigger or black and white. She said she thought we was just, we were just humans, She said she had never even heard of that before she came to the United States, and she cried about it. It's crazy, man. Look it up, research it for yourself. True story. But yeah, man, it's sad, We need to know our history, man.
Right. And I really encourage the parents, man. If y'all are listening, if you looking at Truth, Realness, and Options, man. If you see this on YouTube, man, sincerely, man, start talking to your kids about history. Do your own research. That's right. All right. Do your own research, man. Learn about Queen Ty. Read your Bible. In the Bible, in the Old Testament, man, Boaz, Brother Boaz, man, Ruth, Naomi, all the people, man, who had cornfields and had their own black-owned businesses back then. You know what I'm saying? 13,000 BC, we had our own black enterprises back then.
Black enterprises in the United States, the Black Wall Street, all kinds of stuff. They bombed for no apparent reason, just because we were thriving.
African bombardment, man. They had their own civilization going on. The government attacked them people, man. That's another thing we can look up and research for our next show, man, and do a documentary on that for the Black History Month. Man, that was a society of black African Americans in the north regions, just doing their own thing. The government came and dropped a bomb in the middle of a neighborhood. Just for no reason. To get some people out of there. So it is a documentary about that, man. We'll do that on the next show as well, man. But man, we'll be all night, like you said, man. The goal of that host topic of choice, man, is to know thyself. Know thyself, man. Teach these kids, man. That's right. I really believe behavior issues in classrooms and all these kids want to be thugs and stuff. They just start knowing who they really are. Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? They don't know who they are.
Knowledge.
They don't know who they are. You know what I'm saying? So they out here going off of the rap industry, the movie industry, and everything that is not like God.
Pushed upon them,
they just living. They don't have a clue what they doing. You know what I'm saying? You got 10-year-olds talking about having babies because they see it on MTV, Vivo. They looking at it. So, man, you just gotta teach your kids, man. It ain't about being a malicious person. It ain't about being a radical. And I'm teaching my kids that they are black kings and queens of who they are. It's just letting them know that who they are. And so what we're gonna do now, man, we're gonna get ready to close out. Before we get to scripture and all, we wanna let y'all know the season 2 finale is this. I thank our special guest, your boy Social Goat, man. Thank you, man.
Thank you.
Anytime, man. It's been a pleasure. I mean, I'm having a blast.
Right. I really appreciate you though, man. A lot of people look down on this, be like, man, no, it's too big a podcast, but we doing this for our city, man. With partnership with Social Goat, man. He reaching the masses. We just trying to reach our people, man, our people, and everybody else, man, to let them know what's going on. The boy Moses Daniels, man. Appreciate your squad business, man.
Anytime. We gotta continue to do this, man. They need this information.
They do. For our executive producer, Jeff Trotter, man, keep it going, Doc. Don't get discouraged, man. Keep it going. And we're gonna say what's up to Jeremy Unmasked. We're gonna have him on soon, I know he cracked us up on Christmas show this past year, 2019.
Supposed to be on like the last season finale, huh?
Yeah, he gonna be on the season finale, man. Jeremy Unmasked. We're also gonna bring Uncle Wayne out.
Oh wow.
Yeah, Uncle Wayne. They're gonna bring him out. I'm going to reach out to Luster Baker, man, Mr. That's My Boo himself. See if I can get him on the show and actually bring him over here. He might try to do something, man, and do a little video with him.
Awesome.
We're gonna take the new year, man, and just run with it, man. Hopefully we'll be out in St. Landry Parish in May. We might do a show down there. And also in New Orleans and Baton Rouge, man. We got places that we're gonna go this year. And so, man, y'all just keep y'all support, man. Give us feedback what y'all think we need to do. Shout out to my boy Malik Hunter, man, my boy. Hope you be on the show again too, man. And to everybody who that's been supporting us, man. We love y'all, man, and we hope that we making an impact on y'all and your family, man. For real, for real. Well, let me go on the scripture, and we're gonna get out of here, man. I hope y'all enjoyed the show.
Yeah, man, you say it going all night. We had to cut it short. We had to cut it short.
Well, we know going into 2020, it's been crazy.
Yeah.
It's been crazy, man. DJ Star, man, rest in heaven, my brother. We put him to rest today. Boy, Kobe, man, rest in heaven. Gigi, rest in heaven. It's been a crazy year so far, but I know, man, if you just stay in the Lord, man, that's my scripture for today. Psalm 16:8, coming from the King James Version, and it says, I have set the Lord always before me, because he is at my right hand. I shall not be moved. We got to stay rooted in God, man. Let him be the wisdom that we need. Let him be the strength that we need going through all our endeavors in the year 2020. 2020 is a significant year. This is a God year. This is a time that all drastic measures to show that he is still God on earth is going to happen in 2020, man. I really truly believe that. So that's why you got to be rooted and grounded in the Word. You got to be rooted and grounded in God. Nobody's perfect. That's right. All right? Nobody's perfect. Everybody think I got to be perfect. But there's only one man, and he said it himself, that's going to be perfect. And his name was Jesus Christ. Yeah. His name was Jesus Christ. Shalom to all the Israelite brothers, man. Hey, you know what I'm saying?
Can I ask you though, man? In 2020, I want to encourage people to know who God is or your God is. You know, because a lot of people say, I believe in God, or they call on God because it's the politically correct thing to say, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, a lot of people's God isn't the Most High. A lot of people worship, I mean, you step on somebody's shoes in a club, they'll kill you. So how you going to say your God is the Most High? You know, some people worship money. You know, I listen to a lot of these rappers and stuff, nothing against rapping, but, you know, pay attention to the messages where the right, that's where the line is drawn between right and wrong. Nothing wrong with rapping or, you know, hip hop, but a lot of them are rapping about sex, money, and drugs, and then they get on stage and say, "I want to thank God for this." God didn't give you that, you know. You know, Satan give you gifts too to keep you trapped in your sins, gifts of the world. You know, God may have allowed it to happen, but He didn't give you that. You're not worshiping God, rapping about that. You know, so know who your God is, and you know, make sure you're actually serving the Most High to give Him more of your time. Right. You know, because I mean, it's nothing wrong with having money, nothing with living a good life, but you can't take any of that with you. And in the end, that's the only thing that matters, you know.
You know, and
that's crazy because my son was asking me the other day, Daddy, how big is God? I said, God is big. He's infinite, past the Hubble Space Telescope. God is infinite. But we're going to close our prayer. God, we thank you right now for this fellowship. God, we ask that you take this show, Truth, Realness, and Option, and also our brother Social Ghost, all his social media shows. We ask that you elevate them. Give us wisdom, God, to teach our people, our nation, about what they need to learn to live a better life. God, we ask that you would continue to give us the truth, realness, and options for our people. God, continue to elevate us in everything that we do in all our endeavors. Bless our families, God. Bless everybody, family who's watching, and those who are not watching, God. We ask that you take us to another level. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to rock out with it, man, for 2020. And we want to once again thank my boy Social Goat for allowing us to be back and having another show in the studio, man. Yes, sir. And our next and last show for the season, we will bring back our boy Jeremy Mags and maybe other special guests, like I said before, for performances. And it will happen on our season 2 finale, official finale. Till then, it's your boy PT, our host, and we're going to peace out.
Going on Will.